The UK's top scientific advisors have warned the public that a resurgence of COVID-19 is a real threat this winter and urged people to follow coronavirus guidelines.
I think everybody will realise that at this point the seasons are against us. We're now going into the seasons, late autumn and winter, which benefit respiratory viruses, and it is very likely they will benefit COVID as they do, for example, flu. So we should see this as a 6-month problem that we have to deal with collectively. It's not indefinite, and as I come on to, science will in due course ride to our rescue. But in this period of the next 6 months, I think we have to realise that we have to take this collectively very seriously.
At the moment, we think that the epidemic is doubling roughly every 7 days. It could be a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, but let's say roughly every 7 days. If, and that's quite a big if, but if that continues unabated and this grows doubling every 7 days, then what you see, of course, let's say there were 5,000 today, it would be 10,000 next week, 20,000 the week after, 40,000 the week after. And you can see that by mid-October, if that continued, you would end up with something like 50,000 cases in the middle of October per day.
18 deaths and 3,899 new cases of coronavirus were announced, as Boris Johnson faces the decision as to whether to introduce tighter measures in another lockdown. One of the options reportedly being reviewed by the Prime Minister is whether to introduce a 2-week national lockdown to act as a so-called circuit breaker to stop the spread of the virus. However, some have warned it is unlikely that any new measures would only last for 2 weeks. Other countries have already seen a second wave of coronavirus infections. Spain and France have seen huge rises in COVID-19 cases, with the countries now having 185 and 300 cases per 100,000 people respectively. Local lockdowns have already been imposed on regions in the UK, with 10 million people in the north of England living under tighter restrictions, which has meant a curfew on pubs and banned the mixing of households.